Yeah, what up? I'm touching on three things that are some of the three things that I personally think that are a huge factor on mental health issues. Ne? Number one, um, religion. Religion. Unfortunately, we end up with people who tend to forgive people because the religion expects that out of them, right? Whether it be the Bible, whether it be their churches and whatnot. But when you come to find out that what has caused the whole problem in the first place, you may find out it was intentionally done that way so that someone can manipulate a forgiveness gesture out of the another person. I don't know if that makes sense. We end up with a lot of people who are Christians who tend to say you have to forgive and whatnot, but you may find out that deep down within themselves they haven't forgiven that person, and they are grappling and struggling with that as well, because they may not know why that person behaved in a certain manner or why they did there's certain things they did, right? So yeah, religion is one of those things that adds to the mental health issues, unfortunately, because we also have a lot of people who are unhappy with religion, but they, yeah, I should look like this. I think this is better. Doesn't matter. Yeah. um mm, 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 mm. Yeah, cameras. Anyway, yeah. So we end up with people who are conditioned to think they are supposed to forgive people because religion grants it. That's not how it works. Forgiveness is a personal thing. Only you can decide if you have forgiven someone else, right? That's number one. Number two, injustice. There's a lot of injustice that is happening around the world, and there are a lot of Christians, there are a lot of people who've been asking themselves, when will there right things or justice be done unto people, right? Because we end up with people who are innocent, but unfortunately they die. Who are people who are innocent, and unfortunately they are being mistreated, being exploited, um, basically being done wrong. I could go on and on, but yeah, injustice is one of those things, unfortunately. And someone did mention that, by the way, right? He highlighted that, but also I think there are other things as well. And also, that's number two, actually, injustice. How the world is designed, how the world operates, and whatnot. Certain people tend to get further in life, tend to get successes, and you may find out even those people are very bad people, depending on what is your definition of bad people, right? And but yet they're prospering. Okay, so the number three one, it will be the last one will be what is it, societal expectations. Yeah, societal expectations. Sometimes society and its standards can be unrealistic. They can be unrealistic, and unfortunately we end up with people who crumble under pressure because they're trying to sustain and maintain those expectations so that they can be perceived in a certain way, right? you you cannot be authentically happy and authentically free if you are always trying to please everybody, if you're trying to fit into a box, if you're trying to always see other people's perspective. Everybody is allowed to have their own perspective, but ultimately at the end of the day you are responsible for your own perspective, and you're responsible for your own growth and development, right? So societal expectations also contribute to mental health illnesses and emotional baggages and psychological illnesses and so forth, right? So it's one of those things, but spiritual intrusion is one of the key things, one of the most, according to my experience and observation, it's one of the most overlooked amongst of them all, by the way. Yeah. Spiritual intrusion is more like energy siphoning, where people are stealing your energy and they're using it for their dark agendas, for their financial gain, for their success, and so forth, right? So the psychological health system has not yet caught up on that level as yet. Maybe they have, I'm not sure, but I doubt it, because very few people, if not ever, are talking about it, right? So yeah, spiritual intrusion is real. that's where witchcraft is prevalent. They normally intrude in your space while you are asleep, and they deposit their negative baggage onto you. That's why you end up with a lot of people who have suicidal thoughts. That's why we end up with people who feel emotionally exhausted when they wake up, right? And they feel moody, they have mood swings, irritation, and so forth. Yeah, those are their energies. They deposit that negative baggage, that negative yeah, let's just say negative energy in a nutshell, and to your own space. But anyway, I have a link down there. You can check out my very short article. It will blow most of you away. It will also clear some of the misconceptions and give you more detail about this thing called spiritual intrusion, right? Without being extra, this is me, Romeo George, Lord the Leviathan. For now, I'm out. Ciao.